Hello, today I'm going to show you how you can create a class simulation using Autodesk 3ds Max. Now, if you have modeled a bed or a furniture for your interiors, for your interior scenes, you probably want to have something to put up for the bed. So that's where the class simulation comes in and how you can achieve the similar result you see on my screen. So I have this bed modeled and now I need a cover for it so it just looks finalized and finished. So how we can do it is by simply pressing T on my keyboard. I'm going to go on the top view. From the standard primitives, I'm going to choose a plane. I'm going to click on the canvas and draw out the cover itself. Right click to exit the mode. So from here what I want to do is I want to assign a pink color because it makes everything look so much better. And from here I'm going to go into the modifier settings and try to adjust and modify the length and the width of the cover itself. So you could do it both ways. You can either use the parameters from the right side of the corner of the screen, or you can scale it. You can do it both ways, but if you're scaling, I wouldn't advise that because it can ruin the class simulation. So as much as possible, try to do it from the parameter settings. So what I'll try to achieve from here is I'm going to go into the wireframe mode and see that I can make it a little bit bigger than the bed itself. So it just goes across the sides of the bed. Something like this, a little bit more perhaps. Go into perspective, see how that looks, and I'm happy with the results. And if I go to the left mode, you can see that the cover itself is in the middle of the mattress and the bed outline, so it's in the middle. It doesn't intersect with any of the objects in the scene. So from here we got the plane ready. Now we need to tessellate the mesh because currently it has one segment in the length and one segment in the width. So we want to increase that up to, by adding turbo smooth, we could do something like 7 iterations and make it look just tessellated, so there's more geometry so we can work with. From here, what we can do is collapse it by going to the editable poly, and from here what I like to do is reset the X forms as well. Reset selected, and I'm going to go to the editable poly again. From here I'm going to choose the cloth modifier. If you press C on your keyboard something like 6 times, you could see the cloth in the modifier list appear. So from here, with the bedsheet selected, I'm going to go into the object properties. I'm going to click on the plane, which is, well, my cover. I'm going to make sure to target that and tag that as a cloth because I want that to be a cloth. From here I can add objects into the simulation, and I'm going to use the polysurface, which is the both polysurfaces, which are basically my beds, and I'm going to use them as a collision objects because I want the cover to collide with the bed and make that pretty look you see on the left side of the screen, which makes those nice curves and just make it look like a fucking cloth. From here I'm gonna simulate the local and see the results. I'm gonna give it a second to just to finalize the simulation itself and see if it looks satisfying. If it does, well, that's gonna be it, really. And I'm gonna show you some of the tricks how to make it look a little bit better. Depending on your machine, it could take longer for those who have a system which is lower in performance, but if your performance of your laptop or your desktop computer is high, you could expect this to happen in just a matter of seconds. It also matters if you're running other programs simultaneously. If you do, the simulation might appear to be slower. Okay, so I'm happy with the result. I'm gonna press simulate local, which basically exits out the simulation itself, and you can see that it sits quite nicely. We could back out and kind of scale it to look a little bit better, to be like a longer version of the cover. This is like a smaller version of the cover, which looks fine itself as well. So what I can do from here is I can add the turbo smooth modifier, sorry, the shell, by pressing S on your keyboard. Here you can see the shell from the list, and you can decide what kind of outer or inner amount you want for the sheet itself. I'm happy with something around 0.5. From here I can add a turbo smooth to smooth out the corners or the edges of the sheet. See, this is kind of really hard edges, but if you add turbo smooth, it kind of evens everything out and relaxes. So what you can do from here is go a little bit further and add a relax modifier, which takes out a little bit of the noise which is in the covers itself. And if you see the before and after, it just kind of gives it that finesse look for the cloth simulation. And yeah, that's it guys, hope you enjoyed the tutorial. This is how you can simulate the cloth using cloth modifier in Autodesk 3ds Max 2017. It's a great method and great technique how to basically simulate covers for your bed sheets, or if you need to cover some of the covers on your pillows or anything you try to simulate. Anyway, this wraps up the episode. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out another videos. We do 3ds Max tutorials, we do Photoshop tutorials, we do Unity tutorials and Unreal Engine tutorials, which help you become a game developer or someone who's trying to get their feet into the game design and 3D modeling and texturing. And I'm going to see you in the next one.